Can I move that huge pile of dirt? Let's find out. Here's a bit of an update on the property. It's Thursday, the 16th of January 2020. You saw that beautiful flock of birds just go past. There's lots of bird sounds in the distance. Birds are a little bit happy today because, as you can see, there we go, beautiful green countryside. The caravan that we put on site last week, and the swales that I've dug are full of water. How good's that? There's my daughter Zali on top of the huge pile of dirt. So this pile came from my block of land up there, the platform where we've got the caravan and parking area, and it is full of junk, as in it was a tip, but there's like some good earth in there, and then lots of rocks as well. But it's grown over nicely, so it does show that it can grow nicely. Now the idea is to spread it neatly over this area here in a sort of swale that can decompose the organic matter in there and then be replanted and rehabilitated into bush. So this bush over here is the bit that's in front of my site here at Rockely, and I've done a sort of similar thing over here. Now, so when I did it, I didn't have a shovel or a rake. I did it all with a mattock. So I spread it out as neat as I could. I just needed it to be done so that when the rains came down, and then they would start to turn it into a bit of a garden bed. Now I've got the rake there. I'm going to get to work and rake a bit smooth. So far I've planted a few succulents which have taken. That was last time, and this time I've just planted a few more plants. Now they're not all natives, but the idea is just to sort of get this growing again and turn this little corner into some nice bushy shelter for the site. And then it would be lovely to be able to continue to rehabilitate this whole bit of bush here. Now I've got some friends that should be able to help me and guide me on what's the best practice on how to do this. Look, first of all, we pulled out all the large sticks because it was bushfire season, and the less tinder there were on the floor, the better. But we did leave a lot of the small sticks and the bark as mulch. And then what I've done here is I've dug a bit of a swale around these two. So that way when it does rain, it'll get caught in that little swale, and these two trees will, bear more rain. This road was only sealed about a year and a half ago, and so they've dug this embankment here and all the way down there and sealed off this road. Only just recently sealed, so it just shows that this last block of residential land is really sort of right in the rural country Australia. So all this here is definitely asking for more shrubbery and plants. There's enough trees, but I think another tree could go in the middle there. And then this embankment here, they haven't done any sort of retaining wall. So a lot of the mud is just poured off this embankment here. Now there's sort of a natural retaining wall with this beautiful granite sticking out, which is nice. But here, it's certainly muddy, and essentially I want some steps in that spot and then a nice sort of retaining wall that goes along. So there's a couple of sort of big projects on the cards, and if anyone does want to come and help me one day, just put up your hand and we'll organise a bus tour to come out and rehabilitate this bushland out the front, and potentially even move that huge pile of dirt and create a nice garden bed in this crown land that is in between the road and the properties. Anyway, gotta have plans and dreams. Let's see what happens in the future. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let's see how this project goes. Already 1 year has shown some great stories, and over the years there'll be many, many more stories to come. So do subscribe so you can keep in touch with, you know, koalas in the trees and birds and landscaping, and, you know, this sustainable bit of land that you know, will be a nice connection for people as they come from the city to connect with country Australia. What have you found?
A ladybug.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's gone. I found a red ladybug and now I found a yellow one. Ah! Where is it gone? It's over here. Okay. Where's that red ladybug?
Well, a good rake, and I've smoothed it out even more, so when the rains come down, they'll land nice and evenly on this smooth section and soak in. Now I've left still a little bit of a ditch here, which is called a swale, which will help the water sort of pool in. And if it does rain really heavily, then this will turn into a bit of a pool and help soak into the ground. And then it will go down into the ground and out eventually through that little hole, and then down into the basin, into the artisanal basin, into the system, so it keeps the creeks and the rivers flowing. And you can see that it's actually worked quite well here, because there's a very muddy patch right here, which is all the silt that's collecting from water that's been washing down. And you know, when my driveway was put in, it was been 2.5 years of drought, and now you can really see that it hasn't been drought now, and a lot of the driveway has been washed out. Look, it's still okay for a two-wheel drive. My van gets up here okay. You know, it's just one of those things that you have to keep on working on. One day we might pave it, but that's a long way down the track. For the moment, this pile of dirt that has now turned into a garden bed, and also a collection point for some of the water which washes down the hill, and will stop there instead of continuing down along these ruts and out onto the road. Can I move that huge pile of earth? Let's find out one day. Can I move that? Can I move that huge pile of dirt? Let's find out. Can I move that big pile of dirt behind us? Let's find out one day. But for now, I'll show you what's going on.